So you decide to go in the messages, and not only do you see that your husband has been having an affair, he's been going on trips, he's been going on outings, he's been going on dates. You walk up to your husband thinking everything is okay, and you ask him, why are their bags packed by the door? They decided that they're going to continue their lives together.
This man has now suddenly is just getting up, packing up his bags, and starting a new life with this woman that's his classmate. Welcome back to another episode of Clocked Out Conversations. I'm your host, Fahim, and today we got some more TikTok content. Husband leaves wife after affair, part 1. Now, this is not our first time hearing something like this. So I'm not going to waste your time. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into it.
Imagine starting life with your high school sweetheart. Y'all go ahead and get married with each other. You're an HR specialist, but he wants to go to medical school to become a doctor. You've always been one to support his dreams, so what do? You tell him to go. Well, while he is in medical school, he has classmates, and one of these classmates is a female who, he becomes entwined with. Now it's time for him to graduate, and as the graduation day is here, he wants to take pictures with his classmate. You notice that there's a particular girl who is standing around who also wants a picture with your husband. You go ahead and take the picture, but something in your spirit is then rattled. You take the picture, but later on, you decide to ask your husband about what is going on with this girl. Like, something just doesn't feel right. Your husband tells you, oh, nothing. She's nothing to worry about because, she's just a classmate. So
some random girl just wants a picture with your husband? Think about that. A random girl just wants a picture with your hubby. That's crazy. I know good and damn well my wife go to medical school and some random man want a picture with her. If it ain't like a professor or something like that, oh no. I think not.
Spirit just keeps telling you that you were just lied to. So later on that night, you go through his phone and you see a couple of threads between him and his homeboys, but then you see a thread with a female whose name you've never heard in all the years you've been dealing with him. So you decide to go in the messages, and not only do you see that your husband has been having an affair, he's been going on trips, he's been going on outings, he's been going on dates, labeling it as just going out with his classmates. However, he was only with the girl. You read all of this and you decide to say nothing at all. A few weeks have passed and you've just been sitting on the information, and one day you come home from work and you see bags packed by the door, but as you proceed through your house, you notice that your husband is home, which is abnormal because you're normally the first person to come home. You walk up to your husband thinking everything is okay, and you ask him, why are their bags packed by the door? He then tells you, well, the girl who you had asked him about several weeks prior to, he actually had been having an affair with for years. He's admitting this to you, and they decided that they're going to continue their lives together. So now you're broken, you're crushed, you're falling out on the floor. You don't know what to do. You don't even know how to receive the information that you were just given. Hell has no wrath of a woman scorned. So because you know his track record, where he works and what time he works, you go. You stay out in the parking lot, pay attention, scope the scenery, and just, pay attention to when he actually goes to work.
Now, typically, I'm really quick to call a woman crazy for doing something like this, because this is legally stalking. It is indeed stalking, legally, but I do understand the emotional frustration and turmoil of a woman who has been married to a man for years, only to find out that not only is he having an affair and has been having an affair with one of his classmates, but this man has now suddenly, before you were even able to bring up his infidelity, is just getting up, packing up his bags, and starting a new life with this woman that's his classmate. I can see how that emotional turmoil can cause a woman to want to stake out at that man's job. That's all I'm saying.
When you pull up this particular day, you notice that he's not the only person getting out of the car. There's also the female. So now you're sitting at the job and you see him exit his vehicle with not only himself, but the girl as well. So you're sitting there and you're trying to contemplate whether you're going to get out and cause a scene or you're going to get out and cause a scene. So you get smart. You pull out your phone and you start to record. Then you exit your vehicle. As you proceed to walk up to your husband and his now new girlfriend, they start to turn around and they notice who you are. So now you've approached them, but now you're full of emotion and you just want to know, why would he do this to you in the first place? The girlfriend then tells you that you need to leave. And at that point, you lose it. You begin to express to her how much she's ruined your life, ruined your relationship, and you're honestly trying to figure out how, as a woman, she has no compassion for the position that you're in.
I keep on telling you, sisters, stop all this girls bullshit. Stop it. Get some help. They're not your friends. Your girlfriends are not your friends. They're not for real, bruh. Some of these girls that y'all call friends will take your man in a heartbeat and have no compassion, no consideration, and no sympathy or empathy for you. That's a fact. That's a fact. And especially in the case of a woman that doesn't know you, I mean, in reality, this happens all the time. This happens all the time. Sisters in the comments, y'all know that y'all probably done got cheated on, and your man cheating with a woman, and y'all supposed to be girls. Y'all supposed to all get along. Nigga, please. Y'all know better than that.
While all this is going on, your husband just stands there speechless. So now you're so full of emotion that you feel like you can no longer proceed with the plans that you actually came here to execute. So you turn around, you get in your car, eyes full of tears, and you start to think. You remember that you are married, which is also a contractually binding contract. One of the stipulations of your marriage is the other person nor yourself is supposed to cheat. So she gets smart. She goes and files court documents and gets a lawyer. Now you're in your first meeting with your lawyer. You're letting your lawyer know everything that has gone on in the past couple of years, how this actually played out, how you guys met each other in high school, how you stayed together through medical school, and medical school graduation is when you started to have the inkling that you were being cheated on. You also expressed to your lawyer how he explained to you that he's been having an affair for the past few years. This piques your lawyer's curiosity. He now wants to know if you're able to prove that your husband has been cheating for years. And because this is your husband, that means that your phone lines are connected, so you actually have access to get a hold of every text message he's ever sent from the phone. Over the next few weeks, you go along and you try to compile all of the evidence you possibly can from the phone records of your husband. Also remembering that you snapped the video of them getting out of the car, and you also have a picture of them together. A few weeks later, you present all of the evidence to your lawyer. So now you've presented all of the evidence that you got from your husband's phone to your lawyer. And now your lawyer is very confident that you guys have a good fighting chance at this divorce. You never would have expected in a million years when you got married to this man that this is how it would turn out. But damn it, you ready to play hardball. Your husband is served with the papers, and now it's time for court. Court day comes and you're very, very nervous. You're unsure of what to say. Your hands are very clammy. You're just nervous. Now everybody is at court and you guys walk into the courtroom and begin to present your sides. Things that your husband states to be wrong in the relationship as to why he cheated was lack of affection, lack of attention, and he felt like you weren't supporting him through medical school. Now, as you're listening to him present his side, you're trying to recollect any of these events that he's talking about because in the past couple of years, to your knowledge, everything has been okay. Of course, there have been small arguments, but there's nothing major to the point where it would have caused this big of a rift in the relationship. Now your lawyer does his job. He presents all of the evidence and lays it all out for the judge. As you're sitting there waiting in agony for your lawyer to present all of the evidence from your husband's phone records, for some reason you start to feel a little sad about what's even going on. Is this truly the way that you wanted your marriage to end? Court goes on for about a few weeks, and after a few weeks, the judge grants the divorce. But because your husband stepped out on you, you walked away with every single thing. The car, the house, the accounts. He has nothing but his medical degree. So naturally, you feel happy that you just won the case, but you're also very sad because this is not how you expected your marriage to end. Now, weeks have gone by at this point, and you get a message from your husband. Your husband is now pitching to you the sad sob story about how things were not greener on the other side, and he wants his family back. Start to wonder if you should take him back, but then smart said, you remember all the pain that you were in the beginning of the story? You decided to let him bask in his own ambiance. This is the bed you made. This is the bed you'll lay in. That is the end, guys.
You see, the thing is, some women are actually willing to work through cheating. And to be honest with you, I think that she would have been willing, considering the fact that she was withholding the information that she had found on him for so long. I think that they would have brought it up. She would have been upset naturally, but I think that they could have had a possibility to work through it. That's just the truth. Some women work that way, and it works out for them. But the fact that you packed your bags, nigga, you packed your bags on a woman that had stuck it through with you through fucking medicals. Excuse my language. That stuck it through with you through medicals. Isn't medical school like 12 years? Ain't that shit like 12? That shit like a decade plus. That ain't a woman that you leave like that. Not to mention, you just packed your bag. Bro, you packed your bags on your marriage. And just randomly said, I'm going to get up and leave with this new girlfriend of mine. Do you know how insane that is? Do you know how treacherous that is? Not to mention, what is the morale? What is the conduct? What is the moral compass of the woman that you're cheating with? Because if she doesn't care that you're married, that speaks volumes of her character. And that's exactly why their relationship didn't work out and he came back pleading. Talking about some, can you take me back, please? Take me back, please. But thank you for sitting here and watching another clocked out conversation. But thank you for sitting here and having another clocked out conversation. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.